So in this one, I thought we could discuss how Disney movies like Cinderella, Pocahontas, rom-coms, as well as most love songs program women to be choose me, pick me's. You know, around 10 years ago when I was 27, I realized that there was a drastic difference in how men date versus how women date. Women choose to date for potential, where men tend to be a lot more logical in the way that they date. They tend to be a lot more practical in the way that they date. You know, there's a reason why we say that men are master compartmentalizer. I'm sorry, I can never say that word, but you know, generally a man knows very early on upon meeting you whether he can take you seriously or not. He knows very early on whether you're his future girlfriend or not. He knows very early on whether you're his future wife or not. Now, he may lead you on and use your body if you allow him to do so, but most of the time that won't change the category that, you know, he has put you on in his mind. Reason why, you know, FBW relationship don't work well for women who get into them hoping to be able to change a man's mind. Think about it. Going into a FBW relationship thinking that, you know, this man is going to change his mind after sleeping with you and after you cooking for him and cleaning for him, it's like somebody, you know, going into the restaurant and the restaurant deciding to give them free food and 2 free glasses of red wine, thinking that, you know, after that they are going to purchase something. Now, obviously, in very rare cases, if the food is really, really good or you really, really like it, you may revisit that restaurant. But generally, most people who get to eat for free are full, and what they are going to do is leave. Okay, they're going to go about their life, and that is the same for a man that you like to use your body for free. He may come back some other day if he wants to use your body again, hoping that it's going to be free again, but more time than not, he's not going to be investing, you know, time, energy, and money into you. Anyways, let's come back to the subject discussion matter of this video, which is how I believe that, you know, movies and love songs are programming most women in order for them to become choose me, pick me. You know, men, at least older men, used to play outside, right? It's not the case anymore, and I personally regret it because we have seen the generation of men that has produced. One of my favorite saying to say in real life is bring back men who call, because, you know, men nowadays, they just want to waste your time all day on WhatsApp, chatting you up. They just want to be courted by you. They want to be chased by you. You know, some of them even want flowers, chat like the ghetto. Okay, but yeah. And that is because, in my personal opinion, you know, these new men, they were kind of treated like women, like girls. You know, what I'm trying to say here is that boys and girls nowadays are raised kind of like equally, even though in my personal opinion, again, women and men are different. But older men who are like in their 40s and up today, they are a little bit different. They used to play outside, they used to play football, you know, they used to play with fake guns, right? Boys were outside when I was a child, like, okay, when I was home playing with my Barbies. I actually had a ginormous collection of Barbies when I was a child. I had probably like 30 of them that my mom got me, and I used to play with Barbies and Ken, and, you know, imagining their life as they are married and having children and whatever else, right? Because that is how I was brought up socially, right? I was conditioned already as a young child. I was groomed to become a wife and a mother, right? I was told that the day I get married is going to be the most beautiful day of my life. I was told that having children is the most central thing I can do with my life, right? And I would say that most women and girls who are around my age, so pushing 40, were taught the very same. Where are our age mates who are male? Were not taught how to be husband. They were not taught how to be fathers. They were not taught the importance of those roles, you know, as we were. So which is why, in my opinion, you know, there is a problem, a dichotomy in the dating pool. But again, that is still not what this video is about. Sorry, I have ADHD. But yeah, I do believe that, you know, the fact that very young girl child are played Cinderella and Pocahontas and whatever else, you know, Disney has in store for us, all love story where the girl was very, very miserable, you know, most of the time. Cinderella was being abused by her stepmom and her stepsisters, and then she met this prince, and, you know, there's always this happily ever after going on that they never show us, by the way. We never get to see the happily ever after. We are just told that they lived happily ever after. Okay, now that should really get you to thinking, okay? Because if their life afterwards is so happy and joyful, why don't they show it to us? Anyways, I'm just being silly. But yeah, I think that the fact that we show little girls this really affects their subconscious. I feel like, you know, it teaches them deep down inside, in the back of their mind, that the day they get married is going to be the most important day of their life. That is going to be the most important thing that they achieve. That is going to be the most beautiful day of their life, which is not necessarily true. You know, a couple of years ago, I was talking to my daughter, and you know, we were just talking about her future, you know, her getting married, eventually having children, right? She's a teenager, for those of you who wonder. And she was always referring to her marriage as something that was going to happen with a man. And at some point, you know, I had to ask her why, you know, why can't you imagine her life with a woman, really? And she just said flat out, very, very honestly, well, I haven't thought about it, right? So because heteronormative relationships are what is most pushed and have been most pushed in the media that she consumed, well, she just assumed that someday she also was going to marry a man. So in the subconscious of our girls, if you have any watching this video, and perhaps even in your own subconscious, you were programmed to believe that, you know, the day you get married is going to be the most important day of your life, that having children is kind of your duty. We are seeing women having pushback against that, and we saw how, you know, most governments are reacting to that, right? In America, in many states, women cannot get abortions anymore because, you know, the government doesn't want that. They literally want to take away our choices, you know, to have children or not to have them, right? Crazy. All of this for what? Taxes, money, retirement, 401ks. Just sad, okay? And after the movies and the rom-coms, there's also music. You know, music and words in general are very, very spiritual. In this video, I really want to encourage you ladies to be careful what it is you're speaking out, what it is you're speaking upon your life, what you're manifesting for your life. You know, more time than not, we love these songs, and you know, some of them are very, very good. Shout out to Beyonce, shout out to Whitney Houston, to Tina Turner, all of them amazing performers and artists. And again, some of these songs, we listen to them many times a day. We go around our apartments singing them, you know, whether we're cleaning around or just moving around, and we are not really paying attention to what we are declaring upon our life. You know, things like the City Girls are actually very new. You know, before you didn't have a lot of songs about women getting the bag or getting money from men or whatever else. You know, again, this is very new. I See Girl and stuff like that. It's just a couple of years old. You know, for the longest time we had I Have Nothing, right? So imagine going around your house singing I have nothing because I don't have you. Like, how can a man mean that much to you? I hope he has a private jet though. I hope he's a gazillionaire for you to be that sad. But more seriously, you know, the Bonnie and Clydes and all of that, you know, all of those songs where the undertext is that my life would be purposeless without you, I would be nothing without you. Why would our life be purposeless without a man? Again, unless he's a gazillionaire and really making your life much easier. You don't actually need him. Now, you can want him, you can have him, but you don't actually need him, is my point, okay? Your life is going to be just fine without him if you are healthy. You know, you got your weight, you got your intelligence, you got your beauty, you got your health, you got your kids if you have any and they are healthy. So that is absolutely fine. You actually got everything that you need, which is yourself, okay? So yeah, ladies, be mindful, you know, of the stuff that you consume, of the stuff that you go around telling, the songs that you are singing at super loud at your house as you're getting ready, because a lot of these words that will manifest into your life if you continue, you know, singing them day in, day out, they're actually not very positive for your future. They are not representative of actually a very healed and healthy future. So be careful what you're manifesting for your life. Be careful of what you are declaring upon your life. Again, words are very, very powerful. They're spiritual. Everything that exists in the physical existed in the spiritual before it did in the physical. Everything exists twice, okay? First in the spiritual and then in the physical. The very chair that I'm sitting on right now filming this video first existed in somebody's mind. The camera that I'm using to talk to you, exact same thing is true for it. So be mindful what it is you are declaring upon your life, what it is you are manifesting for your life. I used to love this song. It was from a Nigerian artist called Deb or something, and it was something along the line of, she loves me when I'm wrong, she loves me when I'm jobless, she loves me when I'm bad, even when I don't need love. It wasn't exactly that, but it was something around those lines. And I would sing it all the time, and then I realized what the song was saying, and I was like, God forbid, back to sender, to Fuyako. What do you mean she lost me when I'm jobless? Why? So be careful what it is you're out here manifesting for your life, for your future, okay? And that is what I wanted to share with you today. The media that we consume, it affects us, it affects our subconscious, it affects our spirits, okay? So be very, very mindful whatever it is you're feeding your subconscious mind, and you know, just what you are manifesting in your life in general, what it is you are speaking upon your life, what it is you are putting in the universe. And on that note, I'm gonna go, because at this point I'm just rambling. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. In the comment section down below, let me know, do you feel like I do, that you know, all these rom-coms that again promise us a happily ever after that they never show us actually affect, you know, subconsciously how we feel about love, relationship, how we choose partners, how we date? Do you feel like I do, that they are the cause why women date for potential when men date for the reality? Okay, they date what they are seeing right now, whereas a lot of women would meet a man and he's not exactly who they want or what they want, but they're going to be like, oh, he could potentially be this and he could potentially be that. Sometimes we also experience pressure from, you know, our mothers, our sisters, our cousin, our friends, whoever introduced us to that man. They're going to be like, oh, just give him a chance, he's a good guy, whatever that means. Okay, and then we are pressured to give men that we don't want or are not attracted to or are not where we want them to be in life a chance, where our men don't do that. Men don't pressure other men to date women they don't want, right? They are not attracted to. I never heard it. Okay, and I know a lot of men, trust me, I'm in contact, in community with a lot of men. I've never heard a single man tell another man, give her a chance. Very, very rarely, okay, does that happen. Generally, men have a very clear picture in their mind of who they will and won't date, and they are going to do just that. Okay, if a man isn't attracted to bigger girls, women who are overweight, he's simply not going to give them a chance. And if he does, he's getting something very concrete in return. You know, we are about to be in winter, homosexual season. A lot of men who are not attracted to bigger women will give them the time of the day because they need a place to stay. Okay, they need some kid snacks to eat. So be careful, ladies, mind yourself. It's homosexual season. Protect yourself, your house, your heating system, and your kids. And on that note, I'm gonna go. Bye girls, thanks for watching. Mwah.